So let's say you're clearing out a dead relative's attic, and in the corner, buried under some old coats and maybe a broken lamp, you find a painting. But not just any painting, this one looks like it's screaming. You decide to take it home because why not? And then stuff starts happening. You hear voices, you see shadows. Your dog won't go near it, and now you're pretty sure it's haunted. That's basically the origin story of one of the internet's weirdest, most infamous haunted objects, the Anguished Man. And no one really knows where it came from. This painting has been floating around online for over a decade now. It's got a creepy backstory, supposedly came from a dead artist who mixed his own blood into the paint, and there are actual videos where the owner tries to document paranormal activity connected to it. But there's a lot of debate about whether any of this is real or if it's just an early example of internet creepypasta that somehow escaped the usual found footage forums and made its way into the real world. It's weird, it's unexplained, and it just keeps popping up, usually in the same recycled YouTube clips or paranormal top 10 lists. So today we're talking about the Anguished Man, a painting that might be haunted or might just be really good at looking like it is.
Did you hear that? It was like a...
So let's start with what we know for sure. The painting exists. It's not just some photoshopped image or AI generated mess. It's a real object that's been photographed and filmed multiple times since around 2010. And if you've never seen it before, here you go. The face in the painting is not really hard to describe. It's got this distorted, screaming figure in red and orange tones. It's got some weird eyes, weird mouth, just this warped, fleshy shape with its head tilted back like it's stuck in an endless silent scream. Honestly, it kind of looks like something you'd find on the cover of a doom metal album or maybe a rejected cover art for an old PS2 game. But despite how weird it looks, it wasn't found in some cursed castle or haunted asylum. According to the story, it was sitting in a dusty attic in a normal British house, and the guy who found it, his name is Sean Robinson. Sean is the one who brought the Anguished Man into the spotlight. He's from Cumbria in the UK, and in 2010 he told a story that basically started the entire legend. According to him, the painting belonged to his grandmother, who always kept it locked away in the attic because she said it was evil. She apparently refused to have it in the main part of the house and warned Sean not to mess with it. So of course, he did. According to Sean, his grandmother had a whole story about the painting, that it was created by an unknown artist who mixed his own blood into the paint and then died by Deus not long after finishing it. That part, the blood in the paint thing, is probably what pushed it into internet legend status. It's one of those perfect creepy details that doesn't prove anything, but it's so specific that it sticks with you. Like, imagine hanging a painting on your wall and knowing it's basically made out of human blood. Even if you're not superstitious, that's probably not the vibe you want in your living room. Or maybe you do. But here's the thing. We have no idea who the artist was. No name, no records, no signature, no evidence that they even existed. It's all based on a story passed down from Sean's grandmother, and that's it. There's no way to verify any of it, which, depending on your level of belief, either makes it more mysterious or more suspicious. So Sean decides to take the painting home and hang it up, because apparently ignoring warnings from elderly relatives is a time-honored horror tradition, and almost immediately, weird stuff starts happening. Sean claimed that within days he and his wife started hearing strange noises, like whispers and crying, mostly at night. Then doors started slamming on their own. He said their dog refused to go near the painting and would bark at it from across the room. Classic spooky behavior. But things escalated. According to Sean, one night he woke up and saw a dark figure standing at the foot of his bed. It didn't move or speak, it just stood there, staring, and then it disappeared. Which sounds like your basic ghost sighting, but if you believe the painting is haunted, or cursed, or possessed, or whatever, it lines up pretty well with the whole vibe. Instead of getting rid of it, Sean decides to document the activity. He sets up a camera in the room where the painting hangs and uploads the footage to YouTube. And honestly, this is where the story starts to feel very early 2010s internet. The videos are low resolution, usually filmed at night, and kind of uneventful, at least on the surface. But if you're paying attention, you'll catch stuff. A door slowly creaking open, an object falling in the background, a faint voice whispering off screen. It's not exactly paranormal activity, but it's subtle enough to feel creepy, especially if you're watching it alone at 2 a.m. And because this was during the rise of creepypasta and found footage horror on YouTube, people ate it up. The idea of a real haunted painting that you could actually see on video felt like the perfect storm of horror content. Even though it never blew up in the way Slender Man or the Backrooms did, the Anguished Man became this weird little cult legend in the paranormal corners of YouTube. It showed up in ghost hunting compilations, countdown videos, and Reddit threads full of people trying to figure out if it was real. Some people said the painting gave them headaches just from looking at it. Others swore they had bad dreams after watching the videos. At one point, Sean even tried to sell the painting on eBay. And this wasn't subtle. He flat out listed it as a haunted painting, complete with all the paranormal activity it supposedly caused. The listing is gone now, but people archived it, and it's still floating around in old forum posts. There's no confirmation that anyone actually bought it, but the fact that it was on eBay at all kind of cemented its place in haunted internet history. And it wasn't alone. Around that time, eBay was full of haunted items. Dolls, jewelry, dieback boxes, you name it. Even today. There was even a haunted mirror that people claimed caused hallucinations and nightmares. So in a weird way, the Anguished Man was part of this whole haunted object gold rush on the internet. It just happened to be one of the few that came with documented video footage. Now, of course, not everyone buys the story, and it's not hard to see why. The biggest red flag is the lack of any kind of verification. We don't know who the artist was. There is a way to prove blood was used in the paint, I'm sure, but there's no way I think any lab's gonna reach it. And none of the spooky footage shows anything that couldn't be faked with basic editing or props. It's also worth noting that Sean has appeared on paranormal TV shows over the years talking about the painting. And once something becomes a media opportunity, people start to get suspicious about motives. Some skeptics think Sean painted it himself and invented the story to get attention online. Others think he found it at a yard sale, made up a creepy backstory, and let the internet do the rest. And honestly, if that was the case, it worked. But there's also a middle ground here, which is the idea that Sean believes it's haunted, even if it's not. If you're told something is cursed and then a few weird things happen around it, your brain's probably going to link the two. That's just how people work. And when you throw a camera into the mix, that confirmation bias gets even stronger. Suddenly, every bump in the night feels like part of the haunting. It's like watching one of those ghost hunting shows where the guy says, "Did you hear that?" And all you hear is static. But because he told you it was there, your brain starts filling in the blanks. The Anguished Man kind of operates on that same level. The story is just vague enough to let your imagination do most of the work. So more than 10 years later, the Anguished Man still pops up from time to time, like right now. It never really disappeared, but it kind of faded into the background, like most viral urban legends do. Every few years it gets picked up by a YouTube channel, and the story gets told again, usually with some extra embellishments added in. Some people think the painting has changed over time, that the figure's expression is different in newer photos, but that could just be lighting, or wishful thinking. There are even people who claim to have recreated the painting themselves, same colors, same style, just to see if anything weird would happen. So far, nothing. But that hasn't stopped the legend from spreading. And I think that's kind of the appeal. The Anguished Man is this small, specific story with no ending. No killer twist, no final reveal, no explanation. Just a creepy painting, a spooky backstory, and a handful of videos that may or may not show anything. It's one of those internet mysteries that still feels untouched. Like a ghost story that never got turned into a movie or turned into merch. It just exists, which is kind of rare now. Honestly, that's probably the reason it's still remembered. Not because it proved anything, but because it never had to. Though at the time of recording this, there is publication stating that a movie revolving around the Anguished Man painting is in the works, but we'll see where that goes. Anyway, that's the story of the Anguished Man, a painting with no clear origin, a creepy backstory, and a bunch of lo-fi ghost videos that somehow kept people talking for more than a decade. If you like this video, be sure to turn on notifications and check out this one over here. You'll probably like it. See ya.